I'm going to demonstrate how to create Android application with SQLite database. So SQLite database is a inbuilt database that comes with every Android application. So in this video I'm going to demonstrate using Android Studio. So when you create Android Studio project, in every Android Studio project you will be getting a SQLite database as an inbuilt database. It is not a server based, it is a local inbuilt database that comes with every Android application. So here I'm going to demonstrate how to create a database, how to create table structure, then how to store data, and then how to load data from database table. Then if you want, we can change the column values by using updation, and finally we will be discussing about how to delete the record in the table. So here we are going to use a package called android.database.sqlite package, and we are going to use a class called SQLite open helper. This class is a predefined class which provides a set of lifecycle methods for creating database, and we can also execute queries by using a SQLite database reference. So this SQLite database reference will be created automatically by using this SQLite open helper. So there is a lifecycle method called onCreate. So using this lifecycle method onCreate, we can mention the name of the database, and based on the name of the database, it creates a database automatically, and the reference will be returned, and it will be stored as a type of SQLite database. So what we can do using SQLite database is we can perform the CRUD operations. So CRUD means like creating data in a table, and we can read data, we can update data, and we can delete data. So we can insert, delete, we can also execute queries, and there are two type of function, execute SQL and raw query function is there. So execute SQL is used for insert query, and you can use update query, delete query, and so many types of other queries we can execute. And raw query is special type of function. It is used for only for executing the select type of queries, which returns records. That records we can store as a cursor object. The cursor is a predefined class, comes with the SQLite package, and this cursor can hold all the loaded data when you are fetching the data from SQLite, right? So once you get the cursor, we can able to iterate the cursor using the function move to first, or move to last, or move to next. There are so many other functions we can use to we can iterate, we can access every data from the from this cursor object. So we'll start then with a demonstration. So here I'm going to demonstrate an Android application for storing data in SQLite. Use SQLite for the bank account details, like account holder name, account number, and balance, right? So first we'll open the Android Studio. So here we have to create a project. So we have to select new project, and once you click the new project, you will get this particular window. Here we have to select empty views activity, and we have to click next, and here we can customize the project name. For example, here we are going to demonstrate database application, so database app, and we can click finish. So now the project is ready, and we can maximize it, and here we can see the project structure is created with the main activity .kotlin file, and when you go to this resource folder, here you can see the layout for the user interface design, which is an XML file. If you want, you can open that file, and we have to wait for this fully loaded, and this file shows a interface for design area. So here we can the default hello message, you can see this we can delete, and for storing the bank account holder details, we need some interface, right, like a text box for getting the details, right? So here I'm going to design as one user interface for getting the user data. So there is an option called split view. Here we can click this. When you click split view, we can also we can see both design and the XML code. So this is a layout called constraint layout. So here I'm going to use a linear layout. So linear layout, I'm going to close it like this. Right, so now inside we can place other components. In linear layout, there is an important attribute called orientation. Let's keep the orientation as a vertical. So now I'm going to add some components from the palette. So you can just keep like this, and from this palette we can take, for displaying a title for this application, we can bring text view, and for getting some account details like account name, then followed by the account number, account name, then balance, initial amount. I'm taking 3 text boxes, then I'm going to take 3 buttons also for keeping the like. So when I keep this button as a like this, I will be able to get the button will be laid out only in the vertical layout. So let's see the button later, and just try to customize these interface. So first we'll go to this linear layout, and we can give some common padding for 10 dp, so that we'll get some gap. And this particular text view, we can bring it down, margin top 20 dp we can give, so it will bring it down. And the text, we can bring it to center by using this gravity attribute, center. And we can change the size of the text by using a text size attribute, for example 20 dp. And we can also change the color. If you want, we can change the text color, and by default you can select black, and here you can click this and you can select which color you want, right? So this color is applied to this text view, and the text we can customize using this text attribute, right? So we can delete this, and we can say that banking application, okay, right? So the next is the first edit text. Actually the ID is let it be account number field, okay. This is account number field, and this is account name field, LP, and this is a balance field, okay, right. Then followed by what else we can do is this input, the text we can change it to hint message, and we can say that enter account number, okay. Account number, we can ask the person to enter, and if you want, we can change the text size and all, we can change, and let it be, the size of the text is 16 dp, right. And color also we can change, the text color property we can use, right. So the same color I'm going to select, right. So that here I'm just copying this 3 component, and just applying it in the next edit text box. So here also we can do the same thing, and we can customize the text, the hint message, right. So the first one is enter account number is a hint message, next is enter account name is a hint message, and the last one is a account balance, okay, enter account balance. So now the text box is almost ready, and the width of the text box, if you want, you can change it. Currently I'm not changing it. You can decrease or you can increase the width of the box. Next I want to keep the buttons horizontally, so I need another linear layout, which is a width is match parent and height is wrap content, and this orientation should be horizontal. So we have to use like this, and we can close this linear layout. Now inside this linear layout I want to keep some buttons, right? So what we can do is click inside this linear button, linear layout, and we can we can open this palette and we can bring the button inside. Let's try that. Okay, so now one button is included, but it is not included in the inside the linear layout. So let's delete this button. So click inside this and we can, let's keep it here. Yeah, it's coming down. So what we can do is there is another way we can do it. Just right, so we can also type the code, like for example let's we can open button tag, and width is wrap content, height is wrap content, and in the button we want to display some text related to the operation we want to perform. So text is equal to, we can say that save, right? And the very important thing is every button should have a ID. So we have to generate the ID. Just you have to type ID, press enter, you'll get like this, select this, and you have to give the ID. So this is save btn. And next is we can create another button. Also we can, what we can do is we can copy this button and you can paste it. How many buttons you want? I want to perform 4 operations, like save button. The next is a view all button, view all, and the next is search button, searching a particular account, and the last one I'm going to keep for update. Delete button I'm going to keep it in another way using the list view. Okay, so this is for view btn, and this is actually search btn. The ID is important for accessing this text button in the Kotlin file. Here this is actually update button. Okay, update btn, right? So now the button look like this here, and if you want to bring it center, the entire thing, if you want to bring it center, here we can use gravity as a alignment. So when you give gravity center for this linear layout, it will make all the buttons center. Now we need to give one more thing called, there are some small gap between the two buttons, right? So we can use a margin end, every button margin end I'm going to give some gap, 8 dpe gap. Okay, so this code we have to copy to all the button. Right, so now when you give 8 dp, actually you are getting small gap over here. We can reduce it here, and here also we can reduce 6 dp, and this also we can reduce 6. So 6 is actually a little more. Let's try 4 dp. Yeah, 4 dp is okay. So based on the available space we can adjust the space. So now when I click this view all, I want to display all the records that is saved in that SQLite table structure. I want to fetch all that record and I want to display here here in a list view. So for that, after this linear layout, I'm going to search list view here in the palette, and we can drag this and we can keep it here. Okay, right, so now it's coming like this. So and if you want to give first thing we have to give is in the list view is we have to mention the ID for this list view. For example, list view, this is the ID, and the margin top we can adjust by using 10 dp. Okay, so there's some gap between the button and the list view. And by default list view is scroll type, so if there is more number of items beyond the view area, we can scroll by using the touching, right? We can swipe, okay, so that we can scroll it. Okay, so by default it is scrollable. Okay, so now what is my idea is, if I enter some data, number, account number, name, balance, and when you click save button, the data should be saved in the SQLite database. When I click view all, I want to pull out all the data, like I want to fetch all the records and I want to populate the data in this list view. And when I enter account number and when I click search button, I want to display the account name, balance. Then if I edit this account balance, when I click and if after I want to modify the account balance, then if I click update, that balance should be updated. Similarly, I want to perform, when I click this list item, there is an option should be displayed called delete. Okay, so we can delete items from in the list view. When you click, we can show the option to delete or not. Okay, so that's what the aim of this particular application, right? So now the interface is almost ready. Now here what we are going to do is, in this list view, one more design we have to perform. Every list item I want to display these three data, like account number, account name, balance. Three data I want to display in each and every list item, right? So we have to configure this layout by using one more XML layout. So we have to go to this resource layout and right click this layout and select new layout resource file. So we have to create another resource file for each list item. Okay, so list item I want to configure in a with the 3 text view. So I'm going to customize the layout. So by default constraint layout is coming. Here we can change it to linear layout and click OK. So this will create another UI design. So here we can display only text view. We can display only 3 text view. Just keep 3 text view, and after placing 3 text view, we can click this code, the split view code, and here you can come to this linear layout. By default it's coming vertical. Here you can see the orientation is vertical. And one more thing, we can give padding. Gives some gap between the border and the content. Okay, so now like you'll get some padding. And if you want some background color, we can give background color also, like whatever color here you are giving, it comes to that list view. Okay, so background is yellow. Don't put like this. Background is equal to, right, so leave it. So first we have to select this black color, and then we can customize, select custom, and which color you want. Let's try this yellow color, and we can also show some other color also, right, light colors. Right, so we can for yellow color, let's try yellow color hex code. Okay, so there is a code is called for yellow color, bright yellow is this one. Okay, this is a bright yellow color we got. So select this, and we can also the text color also we can change the color, text color. So color, text color we can change here in the text view. So here the text color I'm going to select is this dark blue color. Okay, so dark blue color, and the text also we can style also we can make it bold. Okay, right. So this we can copy paste in all these three text view. Okay, right. So here also the ID is there, so this ID we have to modify so that we can access in the Kotlin file. Okay, so we have to remember this ID value. Okay, so in this case I am going to, this is actually to display the name. So it's a name view. To display the name of the account holder, I'm going to use that text view, and this is account number view, and this is actually the balance view. So here I'm going to map the balance, I'm going to display the balance amount from the database column. Okay, so balance view, account view, name view. Okay, so this UI is over. So first we created activity.xml and we designed this interface, and here list item. Okay, so now let's go to this main activity.kotlin file, and here first we have to find all the components, the text, edit text, all these buttons, everything we have to find so that we can able to access it, right? So val, first one is the name, account name colon, that is the edit text we have to select. Find, there is a function called find view by ID, and r dot we have to use the account name field. Okay, and val account number colon edit text equal to find view by ID r dot ID dot this account number field, then val balance, we have to create one more balance edit text equal to find view by ID r dot ID dot balance field. Okay, then followed by we need to find the 4 buttons. So save button, save btn is equal to button type, you have to generate that find view by ID r dot save btn. So there's another way we can copy this, because we need to change only the variable name and the ID value. So we can copy 4 times and you can update. The second one is view button, and the ID is view btn. Okay, so don't forget to change this. If you are copying pasting, don't forget to change this variable and the ID value. Here we have to use search btn, and here we have to use search btn. The ID value is also search btn. This is update btn, and this is ID value is also update btn, right? So next is we need to find the list view. So that list view is we can take that list view is a type of list view class from android.widget, and find view by ID r dot ID dot list view. Okay, so list view is ready, then followed by, that's all right, everything we have accessed the user interface, right? So now it's a time to create database. We have to create a database. So to create a database, we need to use the SQLite open helper. That class is a predefined class which provides some lifecycle methods that we have to implement and for creating a database, right? So that class name is actually called as open helper, right? So SQLite open helper. So this class, for this class we have to create one subclass. Okay, this is a predefined class. Through inheritance we have to create one subclass. Let us assume the name of the subclass is, let's go to the where to create. That is very important. We have to go for this Java folder, Kotlin Java folder, first package folder. Inside we have to create one more class, Kotlin class. So right click this package, right click new Kotlin. You have to select Kotlin class, and here you have to give the name of the our user defined class. Let us assume that DB helper. Okay, so our database helper. Okay, database helper class. Let us assume this is a user defined class. Okay, now you'll get like this. Inside you have to use you have to create one variable called context. Okay, you have to create one variable called context. Okay, like this, then followed by colon. Colon is nothing but the inheritance. We are going to inherit from SQLite open helper, and this SQLite open helper, first we need to pass the context object. This context is nothing but it's a reference to the activity screen. I told you that here we are going to create a database, right? So for creating database, what we are going to do is actually we are going to create one object for this class. Okay, we are going to create object for this database helper class, right? So when you create object for this class, we will pass this keyword. Through that, this context we can pass. This keyword means the screen reference we can pass to this database helper. Okay, then followed by we can create database name, and we can create a database. We can set a database name. So for that we can create one variable here that is actually one constant val, and private constant val, which is a db name colon, which is a string type, is equal to, for example, bank. Okay, let us assume that bank. Similarly, one more constant val, db version is equal to int equal to 1. Okay, so these are the parameter we need to pass. Let us minimize this. Okay, so now I have to pass the first argument is db name, second argument is null, the fourth argument is the db version name. Okay, now the constructor, actually what I am trying to say is here, yes, when we are inheriting, we are actually writing the superclass constructor. We are passing data to the superclass constructor. Okay, what data we are passing? Database name to be created and the version of the database. Okay, so when you create such a class, it raises some error. Why this error is? This SQLite open helper generates some abstract methods. Okay, the SQLite open helper has some abstract methods that we have to implement. I told you some lifecycle methods. So these are the two abstract method, on create and on upgrade. These two functions we have to implement. Okay, so how to implement? So here in the error line, you just click here, you'll get one red color balloon symbol, right? So not balloon, red color bulb symbol. Inside, just click here and you can see implement members. Okay, so click this. When you click that, you'll get all these members functions are selected. Click OK. So now you'll get two function, on create and on upgrade, right? So you have to first on create. In on create we have to create a table structure, and on upgrade we can delete the table. Okay, so here first we need to create a table structure. First we need to create a SQL query. So it's actually based on SQL queries, right? So SQLite is based on SQL query. So what we have to do is we have to write SQL query for creating a table. Okay, so we are going to create a table called accounts. Okay, so we can take one variable called SQL query. Let us understand. Query is equal to create table. You can follow the SQL query format. Okay, then the table name. So I want to create a table as account table, then followed by the column names. Okay, so first column should be ID underscore ID, and it should have a type as integer type. Okay, first column is underscore ID, the integer type. You can give the size also, and second column onwards our own columns we can create. For example, account number is also integer, and you can give the mention the digits of integer, account number integer. 5 digit, for example 5 digit, and this is a primary key also, account number, so we can create only one account. Then account name is another column, varchar, we can write varchar, for example let us say 20 characters, and comma. Then last one is the balance amount. So balance amount we can have it as integer variable, right? So it's a number, sorry, not number, integer, and within bracket balance we can give more width. Okay, so like this we have to prepare the query, and we have to close this double quotes. Okay, so if you want to write 2 lines, we can write like this way. Okay, 2 lines using plus operator, we can write 2 lines. Okay, right. So once you do that, we have to check this database is created or not. So by using if db is not equal to null, we can execute this, right? So we can execute this query. So db dot, there is a function called exe SQL, and you have to pass this query, right? So once this is executed, the database is created, right? So this is for database table is created. So sometimes you want to upgrade the table, so you have to remove the table and you want to upgrade, right? So we have to use this on upgrade function. So here we can execute a query. Before that we have to check null condition. If db is not null, we can execute this delete query. Okay, so there is a function called, there is a query called drop table. Okay, if exist, drop table if exist account. What is the name of the table? Account. Okay, so in on upgrade we have to delete, on create we have to create the table. So then we can save it. Okay, so we have done the table creation logic. Then we can write our own user defined logic here. Okay, so we want to create a create new account. I want to create save new account. Okay, new account details, right? Got it? So save new account details I want to create, right? So this actually, what's the need for this saved new account creation is, so for Excel, from this main activity, now we got this database helper class, right? Database helper class is partially completed, right? So now let us see how to create the database. So for that you have to create, in the outside this on create function, you have to create one variable called private late init variable, late initialization variable called db helper. You can create one variable called database helper variable, right? Now this database helper variable, actually why I'm using here, I'm declaring is this data db helper. Using this db helper only, we are going to store the account details, we are going to fetch the account details, as well as we are going to update and delete, right? So let it be global variable, and we can initialize this db helper variable by using the that particular user defined class. This class, I want to create one object for this database helper, right? So we can create a object in Kotlin. Just you have to use the class name and bracket. In bracket we have to pass the context object. Context is nothing but the screen, the activity reference variable, so that you can pass using this keyword. So this keyword will be coming here, and it will be initialized to this superclass constructor, and the db name is bang is set, and the db version is set. So this particular constructor is called. So during this line of execution, line number 36, database helper of this, the database is created. Okay, it will create a database, and it will hand over the reference of the database to this on create function as well as on upgrade function. Okay, and this on upgrade function is also automatically called. Once the database is created, this on create function will be automatically called, and here we have written the query for creating table, right? So that query will be executed. Okay, so I think there is small mistake, some error is coming. Yeah, we have to give one more bracket for this closing this particular bracket. Okay, this particular bracket I didn't give. Okay, only this 100 is closed, but this opening bracket not closed. Okay, so we have to use that close it properly. Okay, So this on create is called automatically and the table is created. Okay, so everything is happening during this line number 36 is executed. Okay, the next what we have to do is when I click the save button, for example save btn, we can write the set on click listener. I have to store some data, right? I have to store some data. Okay, so this save button is actually I want to write logic for save data. Okay, got it. uh, Save data is in CRUD operation, the C for creating data in the table. Okay, so we are going to create a new data in the table. Okay, so for that we are going to use this db helper dot, and we have to call the functions. Okay, so now we have to write a function, right? So here we have to create one function using fun. Okay, create account. Let's say that create account, and when you want to create account we need three data, right? So what are the data? So three data we have to pass. Okay, so first data is actually the account number. Okay, which is a account number which is a integer variable, and account name which is a string variable, and balance which is a integer variable. Okay, so we have considered as a integer only, right? So now once you get this data from the interface, okay, so in the interface what I'm going to do is I'm going to call db helper dot, okay, create account. I'll pass the data. Okay, so how to pass the data from this text box? Okay, from this account number edit text we have to read the data, right? So from that box account number dot get, we have to take the data, and using text or get text you can use get text dot to string. Okay, account number we have to convert as to int, right? To int also. Okay, after converting we can pass like this. Okay, but when you write like here it will be you will get more code, so we can keep it here. Okay, we can store in a variable. Okay, account number. Okay, so account number equal to, and another variable is name is equal to account name dot get text dot to string. Okay, then variable is equal to balance is equal to for example amount, let it be amount not balance. Okay, from this balance field, okay, we are getting that data to int to string, then followed by to int. We have to use to int. Okay, so now we got all these three data, so now we can easily pass this data in this create account function. Okay, so here actually we have account number, name, then balance. So in this order we have to pass the pass this data: account number, name, balance, amount. Okay, right? So now this will create a account, and we can write the response also using toast message, right? So here we can get some return value, for example variable rows, number of rows updated. Okay, so if number of row is actually greater than 0, we can say that a new record is inserted, right? If row is greater than 0, we can generate a toast. So here the rows is nothing but int variable. Okay, so we have to define the type of the data. That is very important. Okay, yeah, actually there is a mistake in the create account. We should return value. So for that we have to use colon the return type. Okay, the return type is you also return using colon return int. Okay, so here we are supposed to return an integer variable. Okay, so toast dot make text this keyword, then followed by we can say that account created. Okay, So next is toast short, then dot show. Okay, dot show, right? So next we can write another toast message. Suppose if the account is already exists, okay, not able to store, we can say that in account number exists. Okay, okay, right. Right, so now to store this, actually store this, we have to write a function. We have to fully write the function. For that, we have to take one variable called database db variable, and from this SQLite open helper class, we have to take one reference for storing data using writable database reference. Okay, using writable database. Now using this writable database object, we can insert. Okay, we can insert. So when you are inserting, it returns the number of rows affected. So rows is equal to db dot, okay, insert. Okay, we have to call db dot insert. In the db dot insert function, first we have to give the table name, then null column hack. This is actually not needed. You can make it null value, and values you have to pass. All these values you have to pass as a in a format of content values. Okay, so first we need to create a variable called values is equal to content values. Inside content values, we have to add all these values. Okay, you can use put function, and you have to use the column values. Okay, the column name should match this account number. So we have to use this column number, account number, ACCNO. For that, we have to attach the first value, account number. Okay, so account number, and then followed by values dot put. Second column is the account name. Okay, the account name is the next column we want to store. So that is name, and the third one is values dot put. The column name is balance. Here also balance only. Okay, the data we are receiving in a variable balance. Okay, and this is account number. Okay, so you can use same name as same parameter. That's not a problem. Okay, so first thing we have to give the table name. Table name is account. Okay, the next is null column hack is empty, nothing is there, then followed by this values. Okay, so now you can return this rows. Okay, you can return the number of rows. Okay, so number of rows you can return to the function. Right, so I think it is not integer, it is actually long type. Let's try that, long type. Okay, so if it is long here means there also you have to change it. Yeah, here we have to change this as long. Okay, the type of the return value is long. Okay, right, so now the data here. So in this function we have written the logic for saving the data, and next we are going to see how to display the data. To display the data, here we are going to use list view. Okay, here we are going to use the list view concept, and there is a list view in the interface. In the interface we have a list view. So when I click view all, I want to pull out all the data and I want to populate this list view. Okay, so let's write the code for view all button. Okay, so the next logic is display all data. Okay, got it? So view all, view btn dot set on click listener. So here I want to fetch all the records. So when you want to fetch all the record, we have to use database dot raw query function. That raw query function always returns a cursor object. Okay, so what you have to do is like DB helper variable we declare, here we have to create one more variable called lateInt variable, cursor variable, and the type of the class is cursor. Okay, so this variable is to hold the return value from the select query. Okay, so now we have to go to database helper and we have to create one function to perform view all accounts. Okay, now I'm going to create one function, view all function, and return type is cursor. Okay, it returns a cursor variable. Okay, so to view all we need a database reference DB, but this time I need a readable reference. So there is another variable called readable database. Using this readable database we can get all the data, db dot raw query, and inside we can execute select star from account. Okay, and the projection, the second argument is a selection argument, which should be array argument, otherwise we can make it null. Okay, here since I am using star, select star from star means all the columns I want, right? Here I don't want to select a particular column, so this field we can make it null. Okay, so now this function, this view all function returns a cursor. That cursor actually we have to get here when I click view button, right? So here we have to access the cursor object. So cursor is equal to db helper. You see db helper, we can call this view all. Look at this view all. So now this view all function from this database helper returns all the records from the account. Okay, now the account is available in the cursor. Okay, now I have to map this record data, every column data in this list view. Okay, in the list view, in this particular list view I want to map it. How to do that? Every item in this list view I want to create as a 3 text view. Okay, every record I want to display as a 3 text view. In the first text view, name, second one account number, and next one is balance view. Okay, so first we need to store all these ID values, all these 3 ID values we have to store it in the integer array, and this ID, this resource ID, this is called resource ID, right? User interface resource ID. So this ID I have to map with the column name. So what we have to do is we have to create one, first one we have to create one column array. We have to create one column arrays, columns. Okay, so columns is nothing but array of string type is equal to, you can use that array of function. First column is account number and second column is account name, right? So it should match the columns. Then the third column is a balance. Okay, now account number and account name and balance should be mapped with the user interface design list item. Account number we have to map with account number view, and name I have to map with name view, balance view. Okay, so in this order we have to prepare one array variable views. Okay, this is actually views. The views nothing but the integer array. You have to use integer array type. So we have to create, 1 minute, where views views colon int array. Okay, so it's a format of int array, and here we can create int array of first one is r dot id dot first one is I want to display account number, right? So first one is first one we are going to take account name. Okay, so we can just keep this account number here. Okay, let's try this, because in the list view I want to display account name first. So account name view. Okay, so name view, and this is r dot id dot account number view, right? account number view. Then next one is r.id.balance view. Okay, right. So now so just we are mapping the column data, account name to name view, account number to account view, number view, balance to balance view. Okay, so now we have the data. Now we can create, there is a one concept called symbol cursor adapter. Okay, symbol cursor adapter. Using this only we can map the table data to the list view. Okay, so we have to create one variable called cursor adapter is equal to symbol cursor adapter. Within bracket we have to pass few arguments. So first one is the screen, the activity reference. This we can keep it next line also. First let's try like this way. Okay, press enter, and vertically also we can type. The next is we have to use the cursor. Okay, so cursor, not cursor. The next second argument should be the layout layout ID. So layout ID here we are going to use is r.layout dot list item. So we are going to use the list item. So this is the XML file we created, right, for displaying. Then cursor, the data, actually data is here, right? Then the mapping is columns, right? So we have columns. I want to map to the views. Okay, views nothing but the text views. Okay, the last one is flag is, you can make it 0. Okay, so this symbol cursor adapter automatically map all the data from cursor to the list item. It prepare the list item, every list item using this XML layout. Okay, the next is followed by we have to we created only cursor adapter, right? So this cursor adapter we have to set in the list view by using this statement. Okay, list view dot adapter is equal to cursor adapter. So now data will be displayed. Okay, you can see data will be displayed, right? Right. So the data will be displayed in the list view, right? So when you click the list view, I want to display the data in the alert dialog box. Okay, in the alert dialog box I want to display the data, right? So let's see how to display the data in the alert dialog box. So for that we have a list view, right? So we have a list view. So just take the list view, set on item click listener. Okay, we have to use set on item click listener, and we have to generate not this one. There is a second option. There is a function called set on item click listener. This one, parent view position. Okay, right. So now the list item, if I click, I want to display the particular record, right? So take the cursor object, move to that particular position where you are clicked. Okay, using this position property, move to position function, you can take the clicked position from this parameter. Then I have to display the data in an alert dialog box, right? So first we have to store all the data. Okay, we have to store all the data. So first I am going to store the name of the person by using cursor dot. Now this is very important, how to take the data from the cursor. Okay, so we have to, depends on the type, we have to use the get function, and in using this get function we can access every column data. Okay, so how to access a column data? So there is a get function is there. Okay, get string means for example I want to access the name. Okay, so we can use get string of, here we have to pass column index, but column index we don't know, right? So to access the column index we have to call one more function called get column index or throw. Get column index or throw, we have to give the name of the column. So name of the column as per for name is account name, right? So this is the name of the column we created in database helper, right? So look at this, name of the column is ACC name, that is the name of the column, right? So we have to give this, and we can store the account number equal to cursor dot get string, get int inside cursor dot get column index or throw So inside we can give the account number as a column name. Okay, then followed by variable balance amount is equal to cursor dot balance is integer. We assumed as integer, get int, and to know the column index we have to call another function, get column index of rthrow function. What is the column name? Balance. So it will give the column index so that we can access the value. So now the data is actually stored here, right? So from the table we can access the data. Now we have to display using alert dialog box. To create alert dialog, first we need to create a builder object. It's a dialog builder. We can have to create a dialog builder class is equal to alert dialog. Okay, you have to create alert dialog dot builder. Okay, alert dialog dot builder. Within bracket we have to construct the builder class. Okay, otherwise we can just open it, right? So first we need to create a alert dialog and pass the context. So here you have to pass the context. Now using this dialog builder we can configure the title for this alert dialog, for example account information. Okay, then next is dialog builder dot set message. We can set display the message. In the message I want to display the account name, account number and all. So we can format like this, name colon, and in Kotlin we can use this dollar name to take the value of the name variable, then /n, then we can display account number, and here we can display account number using $ACC number, then followed by /n. /n is just like a new line only, and the balance. Okay, balance colon dollar balance. Okay, that's all. Okay, so set message is done. Sometimes we want to delete this particular record, right? In the list view I want to delete the record. So what you can do is you can provide a delete button also. To provide delete button we have to use there is one function called set positive button. Okay, there is a function called set positive button. You can write the button name is delete. Okay, and for this delete button we can write a event handling code by using this open bracket close bracket. Inside open bracket close bracket we can take two arguments using a lambda expression. One is dialog, the next one is which button is selected, whether it is positive button or negative button, which. Okay, if it is positive button, okay, this function is called because it is a positive button, right? So like this we can create a highly optimized, this is a latest code using lambda expression. Okay, right now if I click delete button, what I have to do is I have to call the delete account function from the database helper. We can call the delete function. Okay, you got it, right? So in the database helper we can open one more function for delete account. Okay, so delete account details. Okay, right? So we can write fun, and we can create one function called delete account, right? So in the delete account we can get the account number as an argument. Okay, account number should be needed so that we can delete the account details. Okay, right? So here account number, after deletion we can pass the number of record deleted using this return type long. Here to delete also we need a variable called delete is like a writable, right? So this is actually needs a writable database reference, and we can return db dot delete. Okay, delete table name we have to pass when you call. Okay, table name is account, and where class. So next is where class we have to write. So where class is like this, account number equal to question mark, and the value we have to use in a array of format. You have to pass in array format the account number dot to string, but you have to pass here as a string format. Okay, so this is a delete button. Yeah, actually the return type is int. Okay, that's all. The return type is here, it is integer. Okay, so now this delete account function I have to call from this main activity where here. Okay, so now this returns rows, number of records written deleted. So db helper dot delete account, and you can pass this account number as a argument. Okay, and we can check whether this rows is greater than. Okay, of course here there is no need to check this rows. We can directly say that the data is deleted. Okay, because it's a known value only, right? This data account deleted, we can say the account deleted. Okay, and now toast dot short message and show. Okay, right. So this is actually set a positive button. Similarly, we can also write set negative button. Sometimes you can create this also, like set negative button. Set in the negative button we can give cancel, like cancel string we can give. If it is cancel, this also needs a lambda expression dialog. Look here, the dialog variable is the alert message dialog. That dialog only it refers. Here also we need a which. This will decide which button is clicked. So if this negative button is clicked, we can close the dialog box by using dialog dot dismiss. Okay, so it will close the dialog box. That's all. Finally we have to create the alert message. Okay, so using alert, now the alert is equal to using this dialog builder dot create. So there is a function create. Then we can show the alert message. Okay, still you are not showing it, we are constructing the alert dialog box. Okay, so now this will show the record details. Okay, got it. So far we have done what we have done is we have done how to read the data and how to save the data, then how to view all, and how to display it in a list view. When you click the list item, how to show the data in using alert dialog box, right? So far let's run the program. So you have to click this run button and wait for the output. Right, so now it's running. So let's try some input. Account number I'll give 101 and account name is John. The account balance, initial balance 10,000. Sorry, here we can type 10,000 and close this text box and click save. So now account created is coming. Now I'm going to give some other account number, for example 678. Assume that this is Anil and this is 20,000. Now when I click save button, account created message coming. Then one more button 935. Assume that the account name is Bright and it is 30,000. So when I click save button, account created. So now when I view all, look at this. In the list view, all the records are populated. First we have stored John, then Anil, then Bright, account number, the balance. So now when I click this list item, okay, the alert dialog box is displayed over here. Look at this. It displays the account details more clearly: name John, account number 101, and balance. Okay, cancel button, delete button. If we cancel, the alert dialog box button will close. So this is another, and this is Bright. Okay, So now I want to delete this Anil. So when you can click and you can delete. So account deleted successfully. Now when you view all, that account does not exist. Now there is no more, the Anil account does not exist. Okay. So that's all about whatever we have done so far. Actually in this UI we have little space only here. This particular space we can go to this ID, this particular UI design, and for this text box, right? So you can go to this, you can just you can close this output. Now coming to this design, and you can select this, you can select this one and this one and this one, all three you can select, and we can go to this attribute section, and you can go to this width property. Width, instead of this match parent, we can give some width like 300 dp. Okay, so when you give 300 dp, you'll get some sorry, there is some small mistake. Okay, just we got to introduce the width 300 dp. Okay, so it's coming like this, and followed by, so if you want to bring it to center, okay, let's try 300 dp, or 400 also you can use. 400 is this much, 350, yeah, this much. Okay. So once you do that, we have to use this also, like gravity, layout gravity, you have to make it center horizontal. Okay, so it will come in the center. Okay, so this type of modification you can make in all the edit text. Okay, we can just do it here, and we can just do it here, and this layout gravity also we can use. Layout gravity means the entire text box you can bring it to center. Okay, not only the content, the entire text box, the edit text box, we can bring it to center of the container layout. Okay, so you'll get some gap here. Okay, so now it's look like this. Anywhere you can modify this. Okay, right? So you can also give margin top here, another 20 dp we can give. Okay, right? So this is done. The next we are going to see, if I enter account number in this box, I want to view the account name and balance. That is called search button. Okay, so let's do that search button. Similarly, update also. Okay, let's quickly do that search and update. Right, so look at this. So far we have written like this, and after this, now I am going to do a search, search a particular, search an account. Okay, search an account. I'm going to call search btn dot set on click listener. Inside I want to call that searching logic. Okay, similarly we want to do another one more thing called update account also, update balance amount. Okay, I want to update the balance amount. So for that I am going to use update button dot set on click listener. So inside these two functions we are going to use the database helper function. So we didn't create, we have to create that. First we are going to use search account. Search account, we can create a function called search. If you want to search account, we need the account number, right? So we can create this variable called account number. We have to pass from the activity. Then when you search account, suppose the record may not be available, so that we need to generate one number, right? Like we have to, when you search, when you search, actually we have to pass cursor object. Okay, we have to generate cursor object and you have to return. Okay, so here when you search is nothing but readable database, right? Just like reading, like view all. So this code only we need, right? So we can use the same code we can use. Okay, you can use same code. Okay, right? So here I'm using db. It returns select star from account. We have to add one more thing called where class. Where class account number should be equal to this particular account number. Which account number? the account. Here I just for understanding, I'll change this variable account number. Okay, so I'll use this parameter account number which is coming from the function calling. Okay, so that's all. Okay, select star from account where account number is equal to this one. Okay, it returns a cursor object. From that cursor object you can display it. Okay, right. Similarly we can write logic for update. Okay, so update balance amount. Okay, so if you want to update also, we can write another function called update balance function. Okay, first argument should be account number needed, right? Which account to be modified, and which one you want to modify, that is called the amount. Okay, amount should be the balance, should be added to the balance, right? So amount is needed. So after that we have to return number of records affected. Okay, so here what we can do is we need to take variable db is equal to this dot writable database. Then you can return db dot we can use update function. Okay, you can use update function. In the update function, first argument is the table name, that is account. Second argument is a where class where you want to second argument is a values. Okay, so values we need to create. Let me complete that. Values we have to create variable values is equal to content values. Okay, content values. Now inside this content values we have to update only balance, right? So we need to use only one data call. That data should match the column name balance. The data is nothing but amount. Okay, so this amount only we want to change, right? So that values we have to prepare as a content values. Then the values here. Then where class. So where class, how to write account number equal to the placeholder. In this placeholder we have to pass the account number value. So that value you have to pass in a array of format, account number, but you have to convert as a string format. So that is a way this particular function is update. Okay, so it returns an integer variable, right? So we can check whether this integer is 0 or not, so that we can display there. Okay, so first one is search, second one is this is update balance. Okay, so these two functions we are going to call from main activity. Okay, so in the search account what we are going to do is what is my plan is, in the user will type account number here. When user clicks search button, I want to bring the account name and balance, and I want to display it in this two text box. Okay, so now I have to call the cursor is equal to db helper dot search account. I have to pass the account number, right? So I have to pass the account number. So before that I have to store the account number. So account number just will create one variable. Variable is equal to account number. How to access account number dot get text. Actually this variable we can change it just for understanding. Account number, this get text dot to string dot to int. Okay, that's all. So now I can pass this account number, I can search, right? So now this db helper will give a cursor object. Now from this cursor object we can access the data, right? So from this cursor object we can able to take all the data. So for that first we need to check if this cursor is not equal to null or not equal to null, and we have to move this cursor to the first record. By default the cursor is not in the first record, so we have to first move the cursor pointer to the first record. So move to next we can use, move to next. Okay, right? So if it is not null, it contains some record, right? It contains some record. Now we have to from this cursor we have to take account name and balance. Okay, these two data we have to take and we have to display in the account name field, and in these two text box we have to display. Okay, so how to display that two text box? Already we have we have stored in the here, right? Look at this account name, this one edit text box, and next balance. These two edit text box we have to display. Okay, so we can write account, that particular text box, ACC name field, right? So ACC name field dot set text. Okay, inside set text we can pass the data, right? So what data we can pass is cursor dot, we can get the string data, and cursor dot. So if you want to take the data from the column, you need to pass the column index, it's account name column. Okay, similarly account balance, so balance dot set text within bracket cursor dot get int. Okay, get int cursor dot get column index, or throw, second method, and balance. Okay, the column name. Okay, so it will be displayed. Okay, suppose if the cursor is not equal to null, else we have to show error message saying that there is no record. Okay, there is no such record, you have to display. Okay, no record found, and you have to use a toast timing short and show. Okay, so this is for searching. Okay, it will search and it will display the data in here, account name and balance. Now we can modify also, we can modify the balance amount. For that, user can modify this balance amount and click update button. Okay, so for that we have written the update logic here in the in SQLite open helper class, DB helper class, update balance, account number we have to pass and amount we have to pass. Okay, so now in this set on click listener update, first we need to take the account number, that is very important, we have to copy, can copy that, and similarly we need a new balance, right? New amount entered by the user is from that balance text box get text to string dot int to int. Okay, right, so now we got two data. Now using these two data we can update. Okay, so for updation, first it may returns rows, right? Updated rows. So db helper dot update balance, we can pass this account number and this amount. Okay, and this account number and the balance is coming to this SQLite open helper function update balance. Here we have a writable database, and using this update function we are updating it. Okay, how many record updated will be returned. Okay, so if it is greater than 0, we have to check. If it is greater than 0, if this row, the return value row is greater than 0, it means the record is updated. Okay, the account is updated, account balance updated, success, right? Updated is success, otherwise there is no such account, that is the reason. Okay, right, maybe there is a error due to the account number is wrong. Okay, so we have to display an error message that account invalid account, we can say that this message is invalid account. Okay, so toast dot make toast dot length and toast dot length short and show. Okay, show function, right? So that's all. This is update, and searching code is done. Okay, right? So now let us try this example. We can check the output. We can execute this program. Right, so already we have stored, we can see the already stored data by clicking view all function. It will display the previous stored data. Now we'll store two more data. For example, Vimal, sorry, this is account number 734, and this is Vimal, and the account balance is maybe 50,000 rupees. and save. Okay, the account created, and we can store one more account, like for 40,000 I'll store this is for example this number is 623 and the account name is Raj. Okay, save, account created. Now when you click view all, we can see another two more data record is stored, and here we can see the information and delete also, and there are so many information. Okay, now I want the search. Okay, so remove this account number. Here also we can remove this. Now I want to search this some account number. For example, let us assume that 101 is a existing account, right? Let's see when you click search, right? So there is a small mistake, and we can check the error here, some maybe due to small error. String resource ID not found. Okay, string resource ID get text from main activity number 97. Okay, line 97. So you have to go to logcat for checking this error. There is an option called logcat. Okay, so here you'll get errors. Actually the error is coming this main activity dot 97. So actually it's telling balance cursor dot get int get column index balance is it's telling string resource ID is wrong. Resource ID balance. Okay, so let's try this balance only. Balance field, account number field. Okay, account name field, account name. So ACC name we have set, and balance set text. In word account typo in the word, that is not the problem. Balance ACC number, right? Account number balance. Okay, so here actually there is a one mistake is, yeah, here I found that the mistake is balance is actually a string balance is a text box, right? Edit text box, but we are actually we are setting actually integer, so this must be converted as to string. Okay, so you have to convert as to string, so that the data will be displayed in the text box, okay, properly. Okay, so this is a mistake, and you can run again. Right, view all. So I have these many data we have stored already. So next we want to check 101, right? So 101 search. See, when I click search button, it is bringing John and the amount. Now it is 10,000. I want to make it 1 lakh. Okay, so we can go for updation, right? So we can update this 10,000. I will delete 34,000. Okay, let's do it some other number. We can modify this 34,000. Now when you click update, okay, yeah, account balance updated, toast message is coming. Now when you click view all, it should be updated. Look at this, 101 John data is updated 34,000. Okay, right? Similarly we can do it for any other account, like 734. Okay, 734, when you click search option, it displays Vimel 50,000. Now this 50,000 I'll make it 60,000, and we can click update, account balance updated. Now view all, when you click view all, Vimel data is changed. Look at this, Vimel data is 60,000, the updated. Okay, if you want delete also Vimel data, we can click delete. So account deleted. So if I delete and if you search again, no record found. Look at this, no record found. That you'll get no record found. Okay. So what you can do is this text box you can erase it. Okay. So that small modification you can perform here. If no data is, if the invalid, when you search, okay, search button here, right? So what you can do is, if there is no record found, what we can do is we can show, I'll stop here. Look at this, where we can stop, we can display this no record found, and we can delete that particular account name dot set text. We can put empty. Okay. Similarly, balance dot set text, we can put empty. So it will remove the text box. Obviously there is no data, right? It will remove the text box. Okay, it's clear. So that's all. So this is an example of how to create various database operations using SQLite in Android application, right? So here we have demonstrated how to save the data. Okay, so here we saved 3 data. One of the data we have deleted so far. Okay, so here we perform how to save, how to fetch all record, and using search option, like when you type 935 search, it's coming bright and 30,000 rupees. And if you modify this balance, we can modify it and we can click update, so it will reflect the changes. Okay, so this is about how to store various data in a SQLite database table, and how to retrieve and how to search a particular data, how to update also. Okay, you got it. So you know where this data is gets stored. Okay, so the data is actually gets stored in a mobile storage, internal storage. If you want to see that, yeah, make sure that your program is running, and you have to go to view option. There is a tool windows, and here you have to go for device explorer. There is an option called device explorer to see where the database is created. Okay, so it will show this particular box. Okay, so here just you can just scroll up, and you can just scroll down, and there is an option called data. You have to select data. This is first folder you have to open. The next one more folder you have to open called another data. Okay, so data, another one more data. Now in this data folder, you will get so many application names. So here you have to select search for your application. Okay, you created one project, right? So I have created one project called database app. Okay, you can click this database app. Look at this database app, only we created this project name. So as per this project name, you will get a folder. Inside you will get a folder called databases. Now in this database you will get a database created called bank. Here you cannot see the database. If you want to see the database, you have to save this. Okay, you have to save this database in a folder, for example documents. Okay, in documents I'm going to save it, this particular document. So the data is this one is saved in this database. Okay, in this documents. Okay, so for example, look at this. So this is a file actually will be downloaded, right? So this one you can view by using a there is a one app called you have to download this app called, there's an app called SQLite browser. Okay, SQLite browser software. Okay, so this is a SQLite browser software. Actually this already I have you can download this. Just click here and you have to download this software, and it will be stored, and you have to install this. Okay, so I have already installed. It's called SQLite browser. Okay, see, I already have installed, I think so, right? Otherwise you can just install this DB browser for this is our in Windows, and this is this one DB browser for SQLite. Okay, I'll click this, I'll download this. Okay, so it's I have installed but it's not coming. DB browser, right? So now it's open. Yeah, this is a DB browser. Here you can open database. Click open database and you open documents and give permission to open documents. Select this bank database file. This file you have to open. When you open this file, it will open the tables. Here you can see the table is open and you can see all the columns, ID, account number and all. If you want to view the data, right click browse table. Right click this table, browse. When you click browse, look at this. These are the three data we have stored in this app, right? So for this app we have stored this three data, right? Hope you can see that. Okay, in the output, John, Bright, Raj, right? So these three data is available, right? So by default in Android Studio you cannot view this. You have to install this software. Which software? DB browser for SQLite. DB browser for SQLite for Windows or Mac. You have to download and you have to open the SQL file. SQL file, how will you get? You have to go to, as I told already, this device explorer. You have to find data, then your project directory, databases, bank. You have to right click, save as. Okay, so this is for how to view the inbuilt stored database, SQLite database. Okay, right. So friends, that's all about how to store data and how to do all these database operations with the SQLite. So thank you all.